I'm Vinnie Politan. Welcome to Closing Arguments. Great to have you with us tonight. And we have a lot of things to get to, but we're going to begin with the trial that the nation is watching right now. We're talking about the trial of Robert Durst, the JINX murder trial, the man who was accused of murdering his friend Susan Berman, but also implicated in 2 other killings. And it's all part of this case that has taken day after day, week after week, and right now Robert Durst on cross-examination. And you know how that's been going. It is a chess match, a game of cat and mouse between the prosecutor and the accused killer. These are the 2 people who know this case better than anyone, right? Robert Durst knows the case. This is his life we're talking about. And then you've got John Lewin, the prosecutor, who has studied this case and really made it seems like his life's work put into this trial. It's layered, it's complicated, but this cross-examination, unlike any we have seen in a long time here on your front row seat to justice. Today, one of the issues that came up, and remember, you have to look at the relationship between everyone here. Kathy Durst, Robert Durst's wife, goes missing in 1982. The allegation of the prosecutor is that Robert Durst enlists the help of his friend Susan Berman to help cover up this murder and have her make a phone call, and she knows everything. And then when the new prosecutor comes on the case, Janine Pirro, that Janine Pirro is on the case as the Westchester DA reinvestigating the case. The heat is on, and prosecutors believe it's at that point that Robert Durst murders Susan Berman because she knows too much. Now, another part of their relationship took center stage today. As you know, Robert Durst is loaded, tons of money. Not money that he earned, no. This is money that he inherited, really from his grandfather who made the money, then passed the business on to his father, and then Robert Durst is who he is, but still worth tens of millions of dollars. So the issue of money came up. And why is Robert Durst giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to Susan Berman? Let's take a look at the back and forth. Again, this is the cross-examination of the accused killer.
You had said that you had given Susan Berman a lot of money over the years. How much money do you think you gave her?
$275,000.
So you know the exact amount?
That's an approximate amount.
And when did you first start giving her money?
When she left New York and moved to Los Angeles.
And you agree that was after your wife Kathy disappeared, correct?
Correct.
And would you agree, Mr. Durst, that if in fact Susan Berman had damaging information about your conduct, would you agree, if that was true, you would have an interest to make sure that she was happy?
If Susan Berman had damaging information about my what?
Damaging information?
About my conduct.
Yes.
What conduct are we talking about?
Killing your wife?
If Susan Berman had damaging information about my killing my wife, what is the question?
You would agree that if that were true, you would have the motivation to make sure that she was happy, that she was not angry with you.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Durst, can you explain why, if Susan Berman for years was telling your mutual friends that you were a murderer, why you continued to give her money? Can you explain that?
You're asking me. I knew she was saying those things, and I did give her money.
Mr. Durst, exactly, does that sound reasonable?
Well, I did it. It's either reasonable or unreasonable, but it's factual that I did do it.
Again, I mean, this is different. This is just way different. I mean, all these things are bizarre. The back and forth is bizarre. The hypothetical questions coming from a prosecutor to a defendant, unusual in a courtroom. But let's bring in Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter, joining us live tonight from Los Angeles County, California. Chanley, great to see you. So the money taking center stage. The jury knows that Robert Durst is loaded. $275,000. How did this really play out, the whole issue of the money that Robert Durst is giving Susan Berman? Is it just because that's what friends are for?
Yeah, this is a little bit more as inside the courtroom, especially from Prosecutor Lewin, bringing this point up every chance he can get, is that he's insinuating basically that Bob Durst was paying Susan Berman over the years to keep this secret, for helping him cover up the disappearance of his wife, Kathy Durst. And inside the courtroom today was front and center because the prosecutor actually put up a letter that Susan Berman wrote her friend Robert Durst November 5th, 2000, just a little over a month before she died. And it's a long note. The prosecutor read it into the record, but it talks about their friendship and how it meant so much to Susan Berman. She talks about the project she's working on and television, some of the scripts she's writing. Now, this is a letter that she's talking about her extreme financial situation, and she does ask for more money from Robert Durst in this letter. We go on to learn today that Durst does pay her two separate checks of $25,000 within that last month of her life. After this letter, he says it's to help repair a car, but that's a lot of money. I think she goes on and buys an SUV for herself due to that money. But this is all leading up. Now, the timing of this is peculiar and was clear. This letter, written November 5th, 2000, is right before that announcement of the reinvestigation into Kathy Durst's death, just a few days before. So on November 11th, 2000, that's when Robert Durst, or we would learn that reinvestigation is opening up. So all the pieces of this timeline sort of becoming clearer and clearer inside the courtroom for this jury.
Okay, so he's worth tens of millions of dollars, and this is your best friend. I could see a best friend helping someone out, but again, it gets to the timing, like you're saying. Was there any history? Do we know of any history of him giving her money through the years? Maybe giving her money before Kathy disappeared? Anything along those lines come up today?
Well, what you just played in the sound that you played, the prosecutor asked him, when did you first start giving money to Susan Berman? And he said when she moved out to Los Angeles, and that was before, or that was after your wife Kathy Durst disappeared, right? And he said yes. So that's the part we just played. That seems to be the testimony as of right now of when he started, which would definitely fit into the prosecution's theory that this was these huge payments to your best friend over the years when she needed financial help were motivated by keeping her quiet and silent on what she knew about you.
And Susan Berman at one point had some money, right? Because she was a trust fund child as well, but her parents died a long time ago. And I guess that money must have run out at some point because the allegations are that her father was somehow connected to the mob.
Exactly. Yes, she even wrote a book about that. And in that letter that we just put up on the screen, she does mention that she was going to work on a new project, Rich Girl Gone Broke. She invested in some musicals and plays that didn't go anywhere. She lost a lot of money, and again would reach out to Robert Durst when she would need to help pay the bills or have a new car or repairs done. And this was just the last final example, just a little over a month or so before she was actually murdered.
All right, Chanley, stand by. I've got more questions for you, but I want to bring the think tank in on this issue. Joining us in Seattle, Washington, trial attorney Ann Bremner. In Atlanta, Georgia, criminal defense attorney, former federal prosecutor, and law professor at Texas Southern University, Michael Sterling. And in Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Albert Wunsch III. Great to see everyone tonight. Ann Bremner, okay, I'm trying to figure out this friendship between Robert Durst and Susan Berman. On the one hand, such a good friend that he gives her hundreds of thousands of dollars, but when he comes across her lying on the floor, helpless, he doesn't call 911. Instead, he writes a letter to police where to find the dead body. Is he a good friend or a bad friend here?
Well, he was a good friend and became a bad friend at the end. And I think that's the most damning thing against him, besides the note. You know, when I look at this case, and I think we talked about it before, you've got Galveston, you've got his ex-wife, you've got these other murders. But what hard evidence is there in this case that he actually killed Susan Berman. He was a very bad friend. He had a motive to kill her. And he felt that he had to get people out of his way that might lead to implication of him going back to the murder of his ex-wife.
Michael Sterling, your thoughts about the nature of this friendship, because the nature of the relationship between Robert Durst and Susan Berman is front and center in this case. It's ultimately what it's about. I mean, did he or did he not murder this woman? On the one hand, he's saying, this is my best friend.
Sure, Vinny. I mean, I live in a city called Atlanta, Georgia, where it is not unusual for wealthy older men to buy gifts, Rolex watches, houses, Bentleys, cars, all sorts of things of tremendous value for younger women. So, you know, that could potentially be an explanation for this. You know, perhaps, yes, they were friends and also friendly. So it just depends on what the exact nature of their relationship was and whether there could be an explanation for him being so willing to give hundreds of thousands of dollars to her. And look, if you live in California, if you live in Atlanta, if you live in New York, you know, places where it's not necessarily uncommon for older, wealthy men to court younger women by giving them hundreds of thousands of dollars, then there might be an explanation for this.
Al, your thoughts about the money? I mean, how does it make him look really bad, or does it make him look like a good guy?
I don't think there's anything that could make him look good. Okay. Basically, with this situation, I think that anyone out there who like wants to be a lawyer or wants to be a trial lawyer or should watch this when their client says to them, I want to take the stand. Put this video on. Okay.
It's a long video, Al.
hours.
It's a long video. We're on like day 5 or 6 of cross-examination here.
It's probably 15 credits, Ben. Okay, look at it that way. It's a probably 15 credit course. Watch this video, and not one of your clients will ever take the stand again. This guy's situation with the money. Now, first of all, you got to remember, he has been set up by saying that he would lie if he needed to lie, just because, you know, it's convenient, and there's no reason for him to tell the truth if it doesn't suit his purpose. So whatever he's saying here, I think the jury's been turned off already with regards to this guy. There's no way that anyone sitting there is going, well, that's plausible to me. That makes perfect sense. There isn't one thing this man has said that was truthful or made sense, except the fact that he would lie to basically save his own tail, and he's sitting up there lying again.
All right, let's take a listen to a little more of his testimony here. Here talking about the famous cadaver note.
Would you agree, Mr. Durst, that Emily Altman correctly stating, whether she heard it from you or not, that you were in fact in Los Angeles at the time of the murder, that is what led you to ultimately admit, after 20 years of lying about it, that you had written the cadaver note, correct?
I think you told Emily Altman. Emily Altman, ma'am, are you aware if Robert Durst was in Southern California, in Los Angeles, when Susan Berman was murdered? And Emily Altman took the bait and said, oh, I am definitely aware that he was in Southern California, in Los Angeles. He was staying at the Beverly Hills Hilton Hotel. That's what Emily Altman said, and it didn't even sound believable.
Well, Mr. Durst, would you agree that Emily Altman's testimony is what led you to admit that you had written the cadaver note, which you had denied writing for 20 years?
Absolutely, I would disagree. I decided to confess that I had written the cadaver note because it seemed like I had to do that.
I had to do it. This is the note to police saying that Susan Berman is dead in her home. Let's bring back in Chanley Painter. Chanley, I was, after watching the JINX, the show, the documentary, the JINX, I thought it was that he kind of got caught up with misspelling Beverly in Beverly Hills, and they were able to connect him to the note. And at that point, he just had to admit it.
That's one of the many reasons why his defense team stipulated to being the one that that wrote the cadaver note in December of 2019 leading up to this trial. But for years, he denied doing so, even when he was caught, like you said, on the JINX documentary series of misspelling the word Beverly. Even in this trial, there was a handwriting expert put on by the prosecution to show the similarities of the handwriting in the letters. But according to the prosecution today, John Lewin, it was the testimony of one of his former best friends, Emily Altman, who puts him in LA, because before that, all of the evidence trail doesn't put him in Los Angeles. The timing would work, but to have her put him there was huge, and that was ultimately what broke the camel's back, and he had to stipulate to writing the cadaver note.
All right, Chanley, what's coming up tomorrow, and what day of cross-examination are we on? Or is this day 6 now?
I think today is day 5. Tomorrow will be day 6 of cross-examination. And again, the prosecutor has a 200-page outline, Vinny. I got a glimpse of it today inside the courtroom. It is quite thick. We're maybe about a third or fourth of the way through, so there's still plenty of cross-examination to come. In fact, John Lewin said he probably will still be cross-examining Durst next Tuesday.
Wow. All right. Chanley Painter in Los Angeles tonight. Thanks so much.